Everybody that I have ever encountered has had a dream vacation of some kind, whether it is where they go to Myrtle Beach and um, they're just there for a week, or if they're wine tasting, or if it's their honeymoon with their spouse. Either way, someone has a dream vacation. So, the subject of today's high school English continuous learning plan video is going to be what my definition of a dream vacation is. Now, some of you guys might know that I have a lot of different interests, a lot of different hobbies outside of the classroom and outside of the Harry Potter world. So, I'm going to touch on all three of my interests outside of that. My big thing is that I love going on cruises, I love plays, and I love baseball. So I would love to take a cruise to the Bahamas, among other places, as well as following the Chicago White Sox around for basically a full week. Different slates of games and things like that. So where I would start with my dream vacation is I would start on the Majesty of the Seas, and I would be on there for a week. The Majesty of the Seas is a part of the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line fleet. It's been around since 1992 and just got a really, really nice renovation on it. So I would love to have all-you-can-eat pizzas and barbecue and all of that type of stuff basically anytime I would want, and this is a cruise line that would get that done for me. The biggest thing that I would love to do would be to take in all of the things that the cruise ship would have to offer for entertainment and all of that type of stuff. But the length of the cruise that I would want to be on would be a good 7 night. I would want to be on the water or out of the United States for a full week. So this is the Western Caribbean cruise. This is the one that I would want to go on. I'd leave from Louisiana, specifically New Orleans, go to Cozumel, Puerto Costa Maya, Roatan, Honduras, and then come right back to New Orleans. So I would see two different Latin American countries as well. So before I would set off, I would want to stay in Louisiana for 2 days. There's a lot of different museums that I'm interested in and around New Orleans, not to mention a stadium that I haven't seen. But for food-wise, which is the big thing, I would want to have in Oceana's restaurant for pasta. There's a shrimp Alfredo there that I really like, and then Mother's Kitchen for a shrimp po' boy. I've included pictures for both of them. And I've had both of these before. I've spent a week in New Orleans before. Definitely recommend these two restaurants and those two menu items. Okay, and then I'd cruise. I'd take in on the entertainment whenever I need to on the actual cruise ship. I'd take in the sights when we were in port, because the only country that I've been to outside of the United States has been the Bahamas. So I would take in a couple of different a lot of these really different and cool sites that I will obviously have never been before, and it's a bucket list definitely for me to see different parts of Cozumel and Honduras as well. So I'd take in the cruise, okay? I'd come back to Port of Louisiana. I'd then catch a flight to Chicago and stay at the Comfort Suites on Michigan Avenue in the Loop, okay? I've been to Chicago many, 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 many times. I've been to the steakhouse that I've got listed here specifically once before. I'd eat at Steak 48. That is an actual picture of a bone-in filet mignon and mashed potatoes, and both of them are covered with truffle butter. Yeah, it's a steak candy bar. Just trust me on that. So after all of that is done, I would take in a show. The new hot musical that I've been hearing about now that Hamilton isn't in Chicago anymore is Dear Evan Hansen. It's a Tony-winning show I haven't seen yet. It won 6 a couple of years ago. The titular character, Evan Hansen, actually has social anxiety, so that means making friends and him don't really get along too terribly well. But he has a cast of some kind, and that cast becomes a symbol of some of the people that he interacts with and stuff like that as well. So it's something that I would absolutely love to see. And then I would love to follow my beloved Chicago White Sox around for a week. I'd want to see them play the Cubs and the Diamondbacks specifically. Um, Mainly because I've never seen the Diamondbacks play live, and I've seen the Cubs play live, but at Wrigley Field. I would want to see them at Guaranteed Rate Stadium or Guaranteed Rate Field, rather, on the south side of Chicago. And the Sox are my favorite team, bar none. So, I mean, they won games 3 and 4 to win the World Series on my 13th birthday. That made a lifer out of me. So I want to hear about all of your guys' dream vacations. What is your dream vacation? What are you doing on it? All of that type of stuff. So tell me all about it.